What was getting married at 21 like?
Oh,
were you just like, of course we're getting married. We've been seeing each other ages.
yeah. Do you know what? And this is the thing. I'll never say a bad word about a lovely girl, but totally different people. But at that age, that was the norm, right? I remember that year or two, there was like a whole stack of my mates who got married. We've been at each other's weddings, right? And then
What did you do for a stag do?
Stag do? My stag do. I went to I think I went to a bowling alley, a pool hall, and that was about it.
And all drank Diet Coke.
Oh, I had a couple bevs, but I remember getting you get judged for drinking. Even, do you know what I mean? Like it was it really, and that was so there were still mates from the Baptist church that came along, and they were very strict, as you probably know, CV. They're very strict on drinking and that sort of stuff. That's a big no. But yeah, no, getting married at 21, like I now upon reflection, looking back, again, everything's lovely in hindsight. Yeah. I'll look back and I go, she was lovely, but totally different person. I didn't know who I was back then. I was still learning who I was. I was told that my identity was in Christ, whatever the fuck that means.
Can I ask another question just before we move on?
Yeah.
Just on the drinking thing. Right, so you're not allowed to drink. So you know the wine in the church, is that just like a Heineken Zero?
No, it's grape juice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You have real bread though.
Heineken Zero.
You can get
the blood of Christ. Fucking, is this lager? So working class, I love it. Fucking hell, there's a lot of head on the blood of Christ, isn't there? Who's poured this?
Adam didn't know any wine then. He went straight to lager.
Well, I can't think of a branded alcohol-free wine. Grape juice is a great example.
Vimto.
Yeah. Vimto's very alcoholic.
Is it?
It is. Shows what Australians know about wine.
What, you calling bullshit on?
Just the
nonsense. Oh, okay. Was that that was like a teacher bell?
Yeah. It needs doing. It needs doing.
This is the bullshit bell. Dan presses this when I'm talking shit.
Yeah.
Or when he thinks I'm talking shit. And my favourite thing is getting him to press it when I'm actually telling the truth.
Yeah. Thomas, I have a sore finger.
Yeah, no, I think as well, like, people get confused about, you know, how you can identify it as a cult. You were saying it before, like how was it a cult? But the reality is how much they influence and are embedded in all your facets of your life. So that you asked about what was like being married at 21. Fucking a lot of pressure, bro. Like a lot. You're married at 21. I was told that I wasn't being a good spiritual leader in my household. Like,
why not?
Because I wasn't attending. This is when I started doubting some stuff and calling things out. Simple questions, and they'd be like, that's between, you need to sort that out between you and God, but you need to start leading your wife better spiritually, because I wasn't attending enough because I was playing sport. So I had two elders come and visit my house, just sit me down at my table. And this is the thing as well, like when you're talking about like being involved, they wanted to know everything, like sex life, fucking like all the nitty gritty details of your life. And they said, why, we're going to sit you down and chat to you. Why are you not attending Wednesday prayer meeting and you're only coming once on a Sunday? Because there's two sets. So it was a Wednesday night prayer meeting, and there was a Friday night small group, and you had Sunday morning service and Sunday evening service, right? So your weekend was pretty much gone. And then if there was other events that would happen too, sometimes we'd have a weekend conference with the guys from America come over. Anyway, they sat me down and they asked me, you know, when, why are you not attending? And at the time I was playing American football, which, you know, I fucking loved. And they said, you're putting sport before God, and you're not allowing your wife to access Christ. You're cutting off that spiritual line from your household. And I was like, okay, so obviously God's a misogynist, right? She can only access it through me. But they asked me, so they said to me, when did this addiction to sport start? That was the word, addiction. I remember going, what the fuck? So anything that came in front of God was considered an addiction.
A vice.
Yeah, right. So I was like, that's fucking bullshit. This isn't an addiction. I said, well, I've always loved sport. I was like, I've loved it since I was a kid. And they said, right, so, you know, how did you get involved with sport? I said, that was how I connected with my dad. My dad grew up in a very strict household. He's chilled as fuck now, but when I was a kid, he was very strict, but we connected through sport. He took me every Saturday morning to footy. that was how we connected. Every Saturday morning, he'd take me to footy. Aussie rules, by the way, not English football. But yeah, they said, oh, so your dad led you astray. Your dad influenced you, and you're trying to please your earthly father and not your heavenly father. And I was like, what the fuck?
How did you not tell them to? Fuck
I
off. I suppose you did in the end.
Yeah, I really, in the end, yeah. But I just remember going like, how can you judge my dad? They didn't even know my dad because he didn't go to the church or anything. My old man is like the nicest dude, like so lovely, absolute sweetheart. But yeah, they're telling me that my old man taking me to footy on a Saturday, how we connected as a father and a son, they're telling me that that's now affecting my life and I shouldn't be putting sport. So I was guilted for playing sport. And I played at a really good level.
There's the cult. That's the difference between a church and a cult, isn't it?
Right.
That sort of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you're
right.
like brainwashing.
Yeah, totally. The guilt with that, again, like who the fuck needs to know about your sex life? Or why are they asking? That's when it gets a bit fucking weird, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only people I tell about my sex life, like obviously me and my missus talk about it.
Patrons?
And about 40,000 people every week on here. That's it though. Goes no further.
Yeah, but they don't ask.
Goes no further.
We just tell them.
End of 2023 is going to be 200 million fucking people.
200 million patrons. We're aiming for like 3 billion listeners.
Yeah. Okay, fair. Half the world. No, half the world?
And ideally we'll ask for 10% of their income. I mean, that's where we want to go. Knock it on. Aye, you've cancelled your Patreon. You're really getting in your wife's way of being into have a word.
You've cancelled your Patreon. Are you still fucking your wife?
Me and Adam turned it up. Brother Adam and Brother Dan are knocking on.
Look, we're looking to get you back on board. We'll do anything we can. Here's my favourite number. How about a song?
So how does your wife, obviously you left the church now.
Yeah.
You're a fucking circuit comic. It couldn't be much more other side of the spectrum.
Yeah, bro.
But so does your wife now see you as like, did you split up when you left the church?
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of comedy, I was told I wasn't allowed to do it.
Yeah.
So I started doing open mics in Adelaide with fucking Mickey D, and I was told
Fair to say, not a lot of brilliant Christian, like devout Christian stand-ups. None of my favourites are devout Christians. Is that fair? Some of the best comic, I don't know, they're always
they could believe it that I would say like dickhead, like you know what I mean? Like, oh my god.
Right. Yeah.
But I was told I wasn't allowed to do stand-up, and that's when I was like, oh, I love it. Like I've always liked comedy and people laugh, and you know, that's when I was like, nah, fuck this. But so in answer to your question, we haven't spoken since we parted ways and separated. And then
you were like, I'm leaving the church and I'm leaving you.
Yeah, we sort of we fell apart, and then so we ended. And part of that was kind of us breaking up, was me also breaking up with the church in my head. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was me.
What a pressure breakup that is.
Oh, yeah. It didn't end well. No. I mean, she was, again, lovely. She's very amicable. She's a sweetheart, and I'll never say a bad word about her, but her friends.
Yeah.
That didn't go well.
I can totally relate to what you're saying, because when I split up with my ex, that was also me breaking up with the dog.
Yeah.
The dog was like the church.
It took 10% of your dinner.
Just to me. Do you know what I mean?
Just the same.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah. Often the dog would look at me and be like, you fucking had enough.
He knew everything about your sex life. It was always in it.
He didn't say it. You could tell in his eyes.
Yeah. Hair nice.
Wow.
Get it right.
Oh,
I love it that loads of people like do stand up and have had to give up certain things. You have to give up church, wife, and what a great way to start doing stand up.
Oh, that was the thing, is like I wasn't perfect in the way I went about things. I definitely hurt people, but I knew deep down that I needed to get out and cut off that cord. And I never was really truly happy. Like even getting married at 21, like I said, I didn't know who I was. I got married and I'm like, I'm not happy. I remember on my fucking wedding day being like, oh, okay, this is happening. That's not a healthy thought to have. You know what I mean? That's not a good foundation.
No,
but I kind of
I would say, having been married, and I definitely wanted to get married, but there was a few moments where I was like, okay, This is happening. Like, there is a little bit of shell shock as you're like, oh, fuck, we're at this point.
I don't know why people get nervous about getting married.
Nah.
Because if it's really shit, you can get it annulled within a week and no one even knows it ever happened, really.
Not when
As
you're
long
in
as
a
you burn the
cult.
photographs.
In a
Yeah,
cult,
but I mean,
that's-
like him. Do you know what I mean? You get it annulled within a week, and then if you want to get a divorce, get a divorce. It's just that easy. It's not as permanent as it used to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Divorces
anything,
are so
it's
easy
like-
as well, yeah.
Do you know when you book a holiday, but you don't?
No one even knows, apart from the 300 people that were there.
Yeah, but you just burn the photos. Like it's like booking a holiday when the deposit's like £1. It's like I'll pay for the rest when I'm going.
Yeah. It's a fucking another solid point. Another solid point from Professor Rowe.